Good afternoon. Welcome to the first presentation from the Backwards is Best Professional Development Series. This lesson has been designed for K 12 faculty at a mid-sized private school in South Florida who has recently completed school-wide expected student learning outcomes for the ACSI reaccreditation process. The following slides will function for the intended audience in order to review the key ideas of the Understanding by Design framework. In addition, I will introduce and explain how a senior capstone project will serve as an authentic performance piece in which students can assess their understanding and transfer their learning. In summary, this lesson will briefly review Stage 1 of Backwards Design and discuss Stage 2 in detail with an explanation of the capstone experience. Congratulations! This moment is a celebration of a community effort to construct expected student learning outcomes as our school moves to implement the Understanding by Design framework. This process began in June, which resulted in establishing departmental outcomes, leading to the 8 overarching school-wide ESLOs you may view through the screen. These outcomes not only represent our core values, but also what a JCS graduate ought to be able to accomplish. For private schools like us, the ESLOs provide a clear focus, a target to achieve our mission. Senior Vice President for ACSI, Steve Dill, speaks to the value of these outcomes in a recent article in Christian School Education. He says, if you aim for nothing, you will hit it every time. To develop meaningful student outcomes, we must prioritize both process and content. Schools must strive to have regularly reviewed, well-written student outcomes, as well as faculty who will commit to these outcomes, develop ongoing assessments of student progress, and use assessment results to drive decisions about curriculum, programs, and student culture. In essence, these ESLO offer a promise to our families of what we are agreeing to provide through our academic programs. The value of ESLOs is connecting the understanding of what we want our students to know, believe, and do with the everyday practices in our school. This is the achievement of Stage 1, establishing desired results in the backward design process. You may be wondering, Stage 1, great. How many stages are there to this thing called backwards design? Rest assured, there are only 3. The next stage is called assessment evidence and will help us answer the question, how will we know if a graduate has demonstrated each outcome? The remaining slides in this module will help you understand one of the newest culminating measures, the Senior Capstone Project, and how we all, from kindergarten to grade 12, share and contribute to the development of this experience for each of our students. Senior year in high school has historically been associated with factors that have led to the dreaded phenomenon of senioritis. And unfortunately, we can all recognize senioritis when we see it. Whether it be the glazed eyes, the slumped shoulders, the dismissive scowls of shock or horror, and one-word answers, it's a posture of stress, apathy, laziness, and ultimately our students surrendering the white flag of defeat. It's an attitude that can present itself as anxiety or even through the simple act of a student pulling up his hoodie, plugging in his headphones, and putting his head down. This is a pretty dire picture of education. And let's face it, that competition is real, that pressure is real, and the shutdown is real amongst our students. The U.S. Department of Education reported in 2017 that only 59% of first-time full-time students ended up graduating in 2015. Our students are facing barriers that 10 years ago didn't even exist. So what can we do as a school to combat the lack of student engagement, relevancy, and rigor that is perceived? The vision behind Capstone began 5 years ago in order to combat the feeling of being part of the factory system, churning out students who knew a lot of stuff but lacked the passion, the purpose, and the real-world skills to be successful. The goal of a capstone experience is to maintain that rigor in reading, writing, and research, but allow students the choice to explore the connections between school, work, and the real world. Capstone has been molded and grown into a year-long personalized and participatory learning experience that can function as a measure for the school-wide student learning outcomes through its 6 components. Those components you see on the screen there: problem-based research, a mentorship with a working professional within their potential career field, a formal internship with that professional, a service project that provides the solution to their research problem, a professional portfolio, and a 20-minute multimedia presentation. Now, the benefits of incorporating a capstone experience rest on rigorous standards of college and career readiness and 21st century learning. Some of these include critical thinking and analytical skills, creative problem solving through communication and collaboration, intellectual curiosity, digital and information literacy, connection of educational goals to career aspirations, and community engagement and leadership. Some of you may be wondering, well, what does Capstone have to do with me? And the answer is everything. This year, we have over 21 various career fields represented for 35 seniors. It is a testimony to the excellence and dedication you are bringing to your respective disciplines. With this in mind, the Capstone Project can be thought of as a service learning opportunity in which children as young as kindergarten can take an active role. In fact, these foundational years in elementary and middle school serve as the perfect opportunity to lay the groundwork for using academic knowledge and skills as a springboard for addressing real-world problems or community needs. In essence, it is a pedagogy in which students learn by doing. San Gabriel Christian School in California is one example. Here, upper elementary students apply environmental lessons about reducing waste to their school and community. They formed the YES team, short for Young Environmental Specialists. Within their science class, they partnered with various organizations, including Los Angeles Public Works, to launch a water reduction campaign at their school and participated in Nike's Reuse a Shoe program, which turned collected old sneakers into playground equipment for low-income areas. But perhaps Einstein captures the value of service learning best when he stated, "The aim of education must be the training of independently acting and thinking individuals who, however, see in the service to their community their highest life problem." Capstone in architecture is a crowning piece for a monument. Likewise, a student's capstone is the crowning piece or culminating experience of their time here at JCS, a time in which we all play a supporting and crucial role. As we move to make capstone a graduation requirement, it will take a village to maintain its rigor and growth. By establishing common language, striving towards a shared purpose, and developing a growth mindset, we as a school can celebrate each walk across the graduation stage as a victory and legacy of our hard work, time, and efforts. So as a final step for this lesson, please take a brief assessment regarding the content of the presentation, in addition to providing me feedback on the delivery method, as I know this is a new platform for many of you and for me. Also, in the next 2 weeks, head on over to the Classroom page to offer example lessons or activities that exemplify the pedagogy and ideas presented here today. Your input and participation is much valued. Again, thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. If you have questions in regards to backwards design, service learning, or the Capstone Project, feel free to contact me via email and we can set up a time to meet. Thanks again.